think, is this really what the old masters had in mind? Well, today, we're digging into a pretty serious warning from a master, Hanshi Deena Naidu. He's talking about a shadow version of karate, something he calls Jigate.
All right, so let's just start with a basic question here. What's the real point of karate? I mean, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it about defending yourself? Is it a sport? All about discipline? Or is it just about winning? Turns out the answer is a whole lot deeper than you probably guess. And this is the absolute key, right from the get-go. Hanshi Naidu draws a really sharp line in the sand. He says the second that winning becomes the only thing that matters, winning at any cost, that's when karate loses its soul. It basically morphs into something completely different, this shadow form he calls Jigate.
So you gotta wonder, how does something like that even happen, right? How does an ancient art, a way, get so corrupted? Let's break down how this split actually starts.
Well, it all starts when the real core teachings get watered down. When the instructors start caring more about trophies on a shelf than about teaching actual values. When they let discipline slide just to get a competitive edge. That's when the whole foundation of karate just starts to crack. And that is the perfect breeding ground for this shadow version.
Which brings us right to Jigate itself. So what is this thing, really, and how does it grow?
It's actually a pretty clear and kind of ugly progression. Step 1, the art becomes more of a business. Tradition gets pushed aside for what sells. Step 2, you get instructors who don't really get the deeper values, but they're teaching anyway. And the final step? The goal shifts to just being the best, beating everyone else. It's all about feeding the ego, not building humility. That's the perfect storm for Jigate.
So yeah, Jigate is all about me, me, me. The entire point is to build a body that's a winning machine and a mind that's totally self-centered. It's only concerned with its own glory, its own success. That's it. And hey, this isn't some new age complaint. This is an old fear. I mean, listen to this. Nakayama Sensei, an absolute legend in the karate world, once said he was afraid to die. Why? Because he thought his own master, the great Gichin Funakoshi, would scold him for turning karate into entertainment martial arts. Wow. That just shows you how deep this fear of corrupting the true art really goes.
Okay, so if that's the dark path, what's the light? What is the true way? Let's take a look at the ideal, what's known as Karatedo, the way of the empty hand.
See, Karatedo is a total journey. It's not just about fighting. Think of it like a three-legged stool. You're developing your body, sure, for self-defense, but you're also developing your mind for rock-solid self-control. And you're developing your spirit for enlightenment, a real, deep understanding of yourself and your place in the world.
And this idea of defense is way bigger than just blocking a punch. Physically, it means your first move is to avoid the fight altogether. Mentally, the real defense is against your own mind, your ego, your anger, your fear. And spiritually, that defense is all about building your character day in and day out. Masters like Gogen Yamaguchi said that was the real lifelong journey.
And honestly, this quote from Gichin Funakoshi himself just nails it. Winning and losing is not important. The development of character is. That says everything, doesn't it? Who cares who won the match? That's temporary. The real win is forging a better character. That's the whole point of Karatedo.
All right, we've seen both sides of the coin. Now let's put them side by side. You'll see just how night and day different these two paths really are.
And man, when you lay it out like this, it's crystal clear. The purpose? Building character versus just winning. The physical approach? Avoiding a fight versus starting one. The mental state? Self-control versus being self-centered. And the spiritual foundation? Humility versus ego. I mean, they're polar opposites in literally every way.
Okay, last thing. Let's get a little philosophical here and look at the deep principles that are driving each of these paths. We're talking bigger than just kicks and punches now.
So Karatedo is built on something called Dharma. Think of it as your duty, your purpose, living a good, righteous life. It's about thinking good, being good, and doing good. Simple as that. Jiga? That runs on karma. Action and reaction, cause and effect. If you hurt other people to get what you want, well, that's going to come back to you. The focus is all external, what you do to others. So you can boil it all down to this one powerful idea. Karatedo is for Dharma. Jigate is for karma. And that leads to a really chilling conclusion. If winning is the only thing, if dominating someone else is the goal, then what's the message of Jigatedo? It's that violence is the way. Violence is the answer. It's how you get what you want.
So that leaves us with one last thing to think about, and this goes way beyond a martial arts dojo. Think about your own life, your job, your relationships, your goals. What are you practicing for? Are you trying to build character, to live by a certain code, or are you just trying to win? It's a heavy question, but it's one worth asking yourself.